Join the ranks of the exceptional. If you identify as a Sigma woman, you've likely felt the weight of scrutiny and the tug of envy. But what's the reason behind this? It's because you embody a natural power, a beacon of authenticity in a world that pressures everyone to conform. Your silence is more eloquent than words. Your self-assurance unsettles those who lack it, and your boundaries make clear the limits of others' entitlement. Being a Sigma is about being true to yourself in a world that fears originality, and that's what intimidates them. Embracing your Sigma nature isn't easy. It's a path strewn with challenges, misunderstandings, and opposition. But here lies the unadulterated truth. Living as a Sigma isn't for the timid. It's a journey marked by both trial and triumph. In this video, we're uncovering 11 compelling reasons why you, as a Sigma woman, draw the attention of those who can't bear your brightness. Get ready, because diving into these truths isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Their critiques aren't signs of your shortcomings, they're acknowledgments of your strength. So, let's explore this together. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel for more insights into navigating life on your own terms. 1. The Enigma of Silence. Step into the mystique of the Sigma woman, a figure cloaked in silence that speaks louder than the cacophony of the everyday. In a society where every thought, emotion, and moment is expected to be aired out for public consumption, Sigma women are the silent mysteries. Their reticence isn't a sign of weakness but a strategic choice, a cloak of invisibility in a culture that demands transparency. This silence makes them hard to fathom, like a riddle wrapped in an enigma. People are naturally drawn to unravel the mysterious, but with Sigma women, there's often more speculation than understanding. This can lead to her being scapegoated when chaos strikes because, in the absence of clear signals, she becomes an easy target for blame. Her guarded nature isn't about evasion, it's about preserving her inner world in a culture that demands everything beyond display. But here's the intriguing part. This silence is her superpower. It's not just about being inscrutable. It's about being unpredictable, making her a master strategist in life's great chess game. In a world where everyone's shouting, her quiet presence is like a whisper that captures all attention, making her both a mystery and a force to be reckoned with. Her silence is not a lack of communication, but a form of it, one that's subtle, profound, and often misunderstood. It's in this silence that she finds her strength, her peace, and her power. While others might see her as aloof or secretive, those who understand the depth of her silence recognize it as a profound expression of self-knowledge and self-protection. Her ability to keep her thoughts and intentions close to her chest isn't just about privacy. It's about maintaining a space where she can think, feel, and decide without external influence. This trait, while a source of her strength, also makes her a target for those who fear or mistrust what they don't understand. In a world where most wear their emotions and motives on their sleeves, her silence is unsettling, making her a wild card in social dynamics. When chaos or conflict arises, this lack of visibility often puts her in the line of fire, because it's easier to blame someone you can't read than to confront the real source of the problem. Yet, this blame isn't always direct. Sometimes it comes through subtle accusations or sideways glances as others project their insecurities and misunderstandings onto her. The irony is that her detachment from drama often makes her the least involved in such situations, but that same detachment is weaponized against her. For the Sigma woman, this is a harsh truth she's learned to navigate. She knows her reserved nature makes her misunderstood, but she refuses to compromise her authenticity for the sake of fitting in. Instead, she quietly endures, understanding that those who truly know her will see past the blame and recognize the strength in her silence. 2. Power without the fight. Imagine a power not won through battles or loud declarations, but through the quiet assurance of oneself. This is the realm of the Sigma woman. She doesn't need to engage in the traditional power struggles because she embodies power in its purest form, not as control over others, but as an intrinsic part of her being. This kind of power confounds those who believe in the conventional dynamics where one must fight to be recognized or dominant. Sigma women don't play this game. Their strength lies in their authenticity, not in manipulation or ego-driven conquests. Her power is silent like the deep roots of an ancient tree, offering stability and presence without the need for show. This natural authority unnerves those who thrive on visible power plays because it's a reminder that true strength doesn't shout. It simply is. Her approach to power isn't about winning the throne. It's about living with integrity, making her an unspoken leader in a world that often confuses leadership with loudness. Her quiet power doesn't seek to dominate but to exist unapologetically, which can be profoundly unsettling to those who are used to power being a loud, aggressive force. She commands respect not by demanding it, but by embodying qualities that naturally attract it: confidence, competence, and a clear sense of self. This form of power is especially threatening to those who base their authority on manipulation or the fear they inspire, because Sigma women operate outside these paradigms. They don't need to prove their worth through conflict. Their power is self-evident in their actions, decisions, and the calm they bring to situations. This can lead to attempts by others to discredit or undermine her, not because she's weak, but because her quiet power exposes the fragility of theirs. In essence, her power is about being, not doing, making her a beacon of what true leadership looks like, not a fight for control, but an embodiment of it. 3. The uncontrollable force. Sigma women are like the untamed rivers of the soul. They carve their paths, not bound by the expectations or manipulations of others. This autonomy is both exhilarating and terrifying to those who seek to control or predict human behavior. She doesn't respond to the usual levers of influence. She doesn't chase approval or fall into emotional traps. Her independence isn't about defiance, it's about self-governance. This can lead to frustration for those who rely on control to navigate their social world, because with a Sigma woman, there's no guarantee of compliance or reaction. Her refusal to be dictated by external forces is a testament to her internal strength, revealing the often hidden desperation of those who try to bend her will. Watching a Sigma woman navigate life is like watching a dance where she moves to her own rhythm, unaffected by the music others play, making her both an enigma and a lesson in true freedom. Her independence is not just about making her own choices, but about living in a way that others can't predict or control. This unpredictability breeds anxiety in those who need predictability to feel secure. Sigma women don't react impulsively or reveal their every move, and this ambiguity makes them a wild card in social dynamics. They don't seek to disrupt for disruption's sake. They simply live according to their own principles, and this authenticity challenges the status quo. People who can't control her often react with hostility, attempting to provoke or test her, hoping to find a weak spot. But her patience isn't a sign of weakness, it's a deliberate choice, a refusal to give others the satisfaction of a reaction. This infuriates those who crave power because their inability to control her feels like personal failure. The harder they try, the more she stands firm, exposing just how fragile their sense of control really is. It's a painful mirror, reflecting their own insecurities back at them. For Sigma women, this isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving through resilience, patience, and an unyielding commitment to living true to oneself. 4. Exposing the opportunists. Sigma women are the natural adversaries to the world's opportunists. With an almost supernatural ability to see through deceit, they shine a light on the shadows where manipulation thrives. This isn't about confrontation. It's about a natural discernment that protects both herself and those around her from exploitation. Opportunists operate on the assumption that people can be easily swayed, but Sigma women disrupt this narrative. Their insight into human behavior is like a beacon in the fog, guiding others away from the pitfalls of manipulation. This exposure doesn't require words. Their mere presence can make manipulators feel naked under scrutiny. It's fascinating to watch how Sigma women, through their authenticity, become unintentional teachers of integrity, showing that one can navigate life with both eyes open, not just to opportunities but to the intentions behind them. Their ability to read between the lines, to sense the unspoken intentions, and see through the facades people put up, makes them a threat to those who rely on manipulation for gain. Sigma women don't fall for the usual tricks, the flattery, the guilt, the deceit. Their awareness is not just protective, it's educational. By not engaging with the manipulative tactics, they subtly teach others how to recognize and avoid such behavior. This can lead to a backlash where manipulators, feeling exposed, might attempt to tarnish her reputation or undermine her credibility. They might spread rumors, label her as cold or untrusting, or claim she's too difficult. However, these attempts at discrediting her often fail because her integrity speaks for itself. Her consistent actions, her refusal to be swayed, and her genuine nature are her armor. What enrages opportunists the most is that Sigma women not only avoid their traps but also inspire others to do the same, making her a disruptive force in the manipulative ecosystem. Her presence is a reminder that cunning isn't the only way to navigate life. Integrity and insight can be just as effective. 5. The narcissist's nemesis. In the world of narcissists, where attention is currency and validation is oxygen, Sigma women are the silent storm that disrupts the supply. Narcissists crave the spotlight, but Sigma women don't offer it. They don't engage in the endless cycle of ego stroking, or give the reactions narcissists feed on. This refusal to play into the narcissist's hands is akin to a psychological chess game where one player decides not to move. The narcissist, accustomed to being the center of attention, finds this indifference disorienting and insulting. They're used to people dancing to their tune, either out of fear or a desire to be liked. But Sigma women are guided by their own internal music, not the cacophony of narcissistic demands. Their self-worth isn't tethered to anyone's approval, especially not that of a narcissist, whose need for validation is insatiable. This dynamic can lead to a fascinating clash where the narcissist, starved of the attention they believe they deserve, might lash out in an attempt to regain control or to provoke a reaction. They might try to demean her, spread lies, or create conflict. But Sigma women don't bite. They see through these tactics, recognizing them for what they are: desperate attempts to fill a void of self-esteem. This resistance is not just about not feeding the ego. It's about unmasking it. The Sigma woman's calm, grounded energy contrasts sharply with the narcissist's fragile ego, making the latter feel small and irrelevant. This encounter is like watching an immovable object meet an irresistible force, where the force loses its power because the object refuses to be moved. In this silent battle, the Sigma woman doesn't have to fight to win. Her mere existence, her refusal to play the game, is a victory in itself, demonstrating that true power comes from within, not from the adoration of others. 6. Living proof of freedom. Sigma women are the living embodiments of liberty in a world often constrained by invisible chains. They live life on their terms, not as a form of rebellion but as an authentic expression of their being. This freedom isn't just about breaking societal rules. It's about redefining what freedom truly means. They make bold choices that others might only dream of, proving that freedom is not just an abstract idea, but a tangible reality. This demonstration of liberty is both inspiring and unsettling to those who feel bound by the expectations of society, family, or peers. They conform not out of choice but out of fear or habit. And when they see a Sigma woman thriving without these constraints, it shines a harsh light on their own limitations. This can provoke a range of emotions from admiration to resentment because she challenges the notion that one must live within the confines of societal norms. Her existence is a stark reminder that freedom is a decision, not a gift handed down by circumstance. Rather than following the unwritten rules that dictate how one should act, think, or live, Sigma women craft their existence from the inside out. This can lead to criticism from those who feel threatened by her choices, labeling her as selfish, impractical, or even delusional. However, these attempts to discredit her only highlight the strength of her resolve. She doesn't need external validation to affirm her lifestyle. Her independence is her power. In a society where many are prisoners to their own conformity, the Sigma woman is a symbol of what's possible when one chooses to live authentically, making freedom not just a dream, but a lived experience. She's not just living free, she's teaching freedom through her very existence. 7. The popularity paradox. In an era defined by digital metrics of popularity, where social standing is often gauged by likes, followers, and shares, Sigma women stand apart by not standing out. They don't chase the fleeting validation of popularity. Their focus is on living authentically and pursuing personal fulfillment. This indifference to being liked or followed is both refreshing and perplexing to those entrenched in the culture of social metrics. Their pursuit isn't for external applause, but for internal peace and growth. This approach to life can make them seem like outsiders in a crowd obsessed with fitting in. However, their lack of interest in popularity isn't about aloofness. It's about prioritizing what truly matters: personal authenticity over public approval. This attitude towards popularity is a direct challenge to the societal narrative that equates worth with visibility. Sigma women demonstrate that true value isn't found in the number of people who approve of your choices or follow your lead, but in the integrity of those choices themselves. This can lead to jealousy from those who are deeply invested in climbing the social ladder or gaining superficial recognition, as they find it hard to fathom why someone wouldn't want the same. Their very existence questions the validity of a system where one's worth is measured by others' perceptions. In a world where everyone's trying to be seen, the Sigma woman's quiet journey towards self-fulfillment is a powerful statement on what real success looks like. She doesn't play the game of popularity. Instead, she lives by her own rules, showing that there's more to life than being part of the crowd, making her both a critique and an inspiration in the pursuit of true individuality. 8. Self-defined. Sigma women are the architects of their own identity, refusing to let societal blueprints dictate who they should be. This self-definition is not merely about personal choice. It's a revolutionary act in a world where labels are often imposed rather than chosen. They challenge the notion that one must conform to predefined roles or categories, living instead by an internal set of values and principles. This autonomy makes them a puzzle in a society that loves to categorize. Those who rely on these labels to navigate social interactions find Sigma women frustrating because they can't be pegged down. However, this resistance to external definition isn't about being contrary. It's about being true to oneself, showcasing that identity is not something you inherit, but something you craft with every choice you make. Their refusal to be defined by others is both empowering and intimidating. It's empowering for those who seek to live authentically, showing that one can indeed choose who they are, despite societal pressures. It's intimidating for those who fear or dislike change, diversity, or the unknown, because Sigma women don't fit into the neat boxes that make social interactions predictable. Instead of bending to fit societal norms, peer pressure, or the opinions of others, they stand firm in their self-assurance, making them a beacon for those who wish to break free from the chains of expectation. This independence is what makes them so hard to understand and even harder to control, serving as a constant reminder that the only true definition of self comes from within. 9. The unpredictable element. Sigma women are the wild cards in the deck of life, and this unpredictability is both their charm and their defense. In a world where predictability is comfort, they are the unexpected, the variable no one can control. Their actions, driven by personal conviction rather than societal expectation, baffle those who need patterns to feel secure. This isn't about chaos. It's about living on one's terms, making decisions that might not make sense to the outside observer, but are perfectly aligned with their inner compass. This trait makes them both fascinating and intimidating because you can't predict their next move, making every interaction with them a journey into uncharted waters. Their unpredictability isn't a sign of instability, but of profound freedom and self-knowledge. This unpredictability breeds anxiety in those who thrive on control or structured environments. They can't anticipate how a Sigma woman will react, engage, or proceed, which can lead to attempts to label her as erratic or difficult. But this is precisely her strength. She doesn't follow the same script as everyone else. She can walk away from situations others would cling to, decline opportunities most would fight for, and choose solitude over superficial connections. Her decisions are based on her own values, not on what's expected of her, making her a true outlier in a conformist society. Her presence challenges others to embrace uncertainty and find beauty in the unpredictability of life, showing that not everything needs to be controlled or predicted to be valuable. 10. Magnetic without trying. There's an effortless allure to Sigma women that doesn't come from seeking attention, but from simply being themselves. In a world where charisma is often performed, their genuine nature shines through, drawing people without any intent. This natural magnetism is bewildering to those who work hard to be noticed. They stand out not because they want to, but because their authenticity and confidence are inherently captivating. This can breed jealousy, as it challenges the notion that one must strive for attention. Sigma women demonstrate that true influence comes from being, not doing, making them both admired and envied. Their presence is a lesson in the power of authenticity, teaching that the most compelling stories are those lived genuinely. This charisma without effort is both their shield and their sword. While some might criticize her for being too distant or aloof, these criticisms often come from a place of jealousy or a lack of understanding of her true nature. The Sigma woman doesn't seek to be the center of attention. She simply is, by virtue of her integrity and the quiet confidence she exudes. This magnetic quality can make her a target for those who feel they must work hard to achieve the same level of recognition, leading to attempts to diminish her light. However, her influence persists because it's rooted in her authenticity, not in the pursuit of fame or popularity, making her a true example of how one can lead and inspire simply by being true to oneself. In conclusion, the journey of a Sigma woman is one of quiet power, profound independence, and relentless authenticity. She navigates life not by the rules of society, but by the compass of her own soul. Through her silence, she speaks volumes. Through her indifference to power games, she asserts true strength. And by living beyond labels, she redefines what it means to be free. Sigma women are not targets because they are weak or flawed. They are targeted because their existence challenges the very structures that many hold dear. Their ability to see through manipulation, their refusal to feed the egos of narcissists, and their natural magnetism without seeking approval, all highlight the inadequacies of a conformist society. They prove that one can live a fulfilled life without the need for external validation, showing that true freedom is not just achievable but also immensely rewarding. The Sigma woman's path is not easy. It's fraught with misunderstanding, resistance, and sometimes outright hostility. Yet it's through this adversity that her resilience and power shine. She's a beacon for those yearning for a life of authenticity, a reminder that one can indeed be both unique and strong in a world that often demands conformity. For those who feel called to this way of life, the Sigma woman is an inspiration, a guide through the complexities of living true to oneself. She's proof that you don't need to fight to have power, you don't need to be loud to be heard, and you certainly don't need to fit in to find your place. In embracing her nature, she invites us all to question the narratives we've been fed about success, popularity, and identity, urging us towards a life where the only validation that matters is our own. So, here's to the Sigma women, the silent revolutionaries, the architects of their own destiny, and the living proof that true strength comes from within. Their legacy isn't just in how they live, but in how they inspire us to live our own lives with the same courage, integrity, and unapologetic authenticity.